Is John Paul Miller and the police department in cahoots? Listen to this.
We have a bunch of lieutenants and policemen in our congregation.
What did John Paul just say?
We have a bunch of lieutenants and policemen in our congregation.
This is an audio clip of John Paul Miller in 2021, where he went to court and asked for his record to be expunged from his felony charge. He is letting the court know that he has a lot of lieutenants and a lot of policemen that are members of his church. And as we all know, people of authority sometimes look out for one another. John Paul Miller knew what he was doing by saying that lieutenants and policemen were members of his church, so much so that he even brought it up again. Take a listen.
And I think that it would, with the lieutenants and the policemen in our congregation,
And there you have it. And John Paul Miller did end up getting his way. The judge granted him a pardon. And with that being said, let's take a closer look at Myrtle Beach Police Department. Now, I'm not trying to come down on the police department. We are just going to check out some of the facts that we have available. So on policescorecard.com, it's actually .org, you can see that Myrtle Beach Police Department, their score is a 40%. We will look at some of the aspects that they use to judge this scorecard right now. So they look at several different things. The first thing is police funding, which they got a 23%. Next on the list is police violence, which they scored a 58% there. Moving on down, the third thing that they look at for scoring the police department is police accountability, which here you see they scored a 35% there. And one of the last things that they score is approach to law enforcement, which you also see right here. They scored a 42% on this. So there you have it. Because of all these factors is why they have a 40% on policescorecard.org. And like I said before, I'm not trying to come down on the police. We are just looking at facts here and what's going on. And the last thing I want to bring up here is a lady by the name of Brenda Christie. She used to work for the Myrtle Beach Police Department. She started her career in 1987 and it spanned over 2 decades. She was there over 20 years in this particular police department. She ended her career by filing a lawsuit against Myrtle Beach Police Department. She states that it was constant harassment and discrimination within the department. She has a lot to say about it, so much so that Brenda Christie even wrote a book about it, and it is something that you guys can look up, Google now, Superlative Soul or Nefarious Soul. And it's just about her time that she had in the police department and the corruption that she saw and went through. So what do you guys think? Not my cup of tea.